Okay, so welcome everyone to our DLT Labs meetup. Today, the topic which we are going to cover is Polkadot. I'm pretty sure you guys are amazed what Polkadot is and all. So, today, this is session one, where we will try to introduce you or give a high level overview what Polkadot is, where you can go and learn more about it. Also, we would take some questions. As always, feel free to ping your question in the chat box. Along with me, I have Ajay and Umesh. They will try to answer as much as possible. And all those questions which is interesting, definitely feel free to jump in and we can have a good conversation. The reason for choosing this Polkadot is, as you all know, as part of DLT Labs team, we are extremely high on technology. We have been in this space since a long time, and we try to cover those topics which none other group cover. Because I know, like, if I've been to a couple of conferences in San Francisco and Silicon Valley area, the soon I start talking about ICOs and tokens and money, everyone gets interested. But what they are not interested in is the technology behind. Believe me, using tokens or crypto coins, cryptocurrency, I'm not saying they are not good. They might be good, bad. I'm not the right person to comment. But just using blockchain for tokens or cryptocurrency is exactly the same way that you have a Ferrari and you drive at the speed of 60 in some downtown area. So you are not utilizing it to its fullest capacity. And I've seen the space blockchain evolving right almost right from day one. And it looks like, and that's what it will. I'll go to the next slide actually. And before we start Polkadot, I want to float an idea to all of your mind. What I've seen is like people have really forgot what blockchain is, like what type of problem blockchain can solve, what type of problem even we at DIT Labs are trying to solve. We have like 20 25 projects running inside. It's not, cryptocurrency is one of the million use case which can run on blockchain. What we forgot is the distributed application innovation. We forgot that what type of innovation we can do top on top of blockchain. The conferences, the meetups, I see everyone is just running behind the tokens, cryptocurrency, ICO, which is, I'm not saying that is bad, but I'm saying they are like when blockchain space started, there were very few developers. There were very few people who had hand-on experience who can really deliver. And now I'm saying it's getting more and more less. So the way I see the industry, the blockchain space is there are three types of people. One are the real genius people who are developing platform, who are working on top of it, who are actually building the platform itself, take it like building an operating system. And then there's one type of people who are just the talkers. And I'll say like 85 to 90% of the people in the industry are just the talkers. They write blogs, they do not know what to write, but they still continue to write it. And I've been talking to so many clients and so many people across. People have, like, they don't even understand blockchain because 90% of the people relate blockchain with cryptocurrency, and then they say that okay, this is not good, like why should someone adopt cryptocurrency or why should not adopt cryptocurrency. But blockchain has nothing to do with cryptocurrency. And that's one of my toughest job, to make enterprises, to make people make sure that we are, blockchain is not a cryptocurrency. There's million more use cases which can run on top of blockchain. I've hardly seen any huge distributed applications coming out. Like I don't see any company, frankly speaking, where people are working, they are doing innovation, they are designing smart contract. No, even there have been couple of ICO developers. They don't even know how to write that 100 or 150 lines of ICO code, although it is available for free over the internet. Still, they do not know what is written inside, and they themselves call themselves as a solidity developer or blockchain developer, and that's really sad. Anyway, I don't want to take much of the time of this meetup here of yours, but the idea which I wanted
Here
to.
I would just like to pitch in here one more
Sure,
thing, like
sure.
what is again one of the very fundamental flaw with the system is that when the blockchain initially came, it was for the one of the major roadblock was how it will be get adopted and how it will be adopted in the mainstream. And
Mm-hmm.
again, thing is that with this ICO taken a front seat, people have stopped thinking about how to make blockchain mainstream and how the blockchain should be adopted into the mainstream. Like, who will be the people who are going to run nodes, how the governance is going to there. Yes, we agree there is a distributed thing altogether, but how to make this all thing work in bits and pieces, and when to have a bigger picture and make a real life application, distributed application which is running. So people are have shifted from that goal also.
Mm-hmm.
People are not talking very much about how this blockchain needs to be adopted and what model of adaptation needs to be there. So
Exactly. Thanks,
that's
Ajay.
also.
Yeah. So, guys, yeah, if you have any feedback about our thoughts and, if you want, so feel free to ping in the chat window so that everyone can talk and see what's your view on how blockchain is being adopted, like how, where the market is going, where we are going with distributed application, the developer community. But anyway, I think let's get started with Polkadot. Okay. So Polkadot, it's a brand new way. It's not a blockchain. It's a concept. It's still a white paper from Gavin Wood, the main the yellow paper writer of Ethereum. And recently, even we started following Polkadot, and we thought this is amazing, right? Like, we are still thinking about what Ethereum is. People are trying to understand what Ethereum is. We have not even fully used Ethereum, and Polkadot is something, it has already started talking about how to connect different blockchains. So it's much ahead in the game. So I thought, whether anyone does it or not, as always, like, our aim is to take technology and bring it to as many people as possible so that we all can grow, we all can learn together. So what Polkadot is? Okay, I've muted everyone so that there is no more noise. Okay, so first of all, I think we all will agree not one chain will rule everything. So, in the entire human history, it has never happened that we have created one thing and the entire world has adopted the same standard. We all see that every week a new blockchain is born. Actually, it has become a fashion to write a new blockchain code, and not it's not that hard to create a new blockchain. The codes are available, you have to just copy paste probably, and it's you will have a new blockchain system. But what today in today's world, what is hard is the distributed application. You see so many innovation with blockchain, or so many people working on creating a blockchain platform, but there are very few people who are working on distributed application. But anyway, the point here, which what I'm trying to say here is, there are different blockchain coming for different purposes. Bitcoin is solving certain purpose, Ethereum is solving certain purpose. They are different stuff. They are different. Uh, I'll say they are different platform for different purposes. There's Zcash, which solves the privacy purpose. So, if you have tried to design an application, a distributed application on top of Ethereum or top of blockchain, you would have you will know that it's really difficult to design a very innovative solution on top of one blockchain. For example, if you want to cover privacy, you want to use Zcash. If you want a Turing complete language, you want Ethereum. If you want something to deal with cash, you generally prefer Bitcoin because it has been stable. Like, and I say it's prefer, right? You generally people prefer. But the thing is, why can't there is a way by which we can get best of all the chain together, right? And as the slide says, not one chain to rule them all. So in the future also, we don't think that there will be one blockchain across, because even IBM is coming with their own blockchain, R3 has come up with their own blockchain, and every blockchain, each of these chains has something good. But what we now need is, or what we should start thinking is, how can we use best of each and every chain, right? And that's the vision which Polkadot is presenting, that how can we connect these different distributed system together so that we can get best of everything. There's a comment, right? Isn't Cosmos from Tendermint also is the same protect? That's true. Cosmos, like, actually, I'm going to cover a little bit what Cosmos is doing, and it's not official, but probably I've been hearing that maybe Cosmos and Polkadot might work. And again, this is not a statement; it's just that it's a news. It can be completely wrong. Don't ever quote me on that. But yes, Cosmos has been trying to solve the same type of problem. It has solved in a certain way, but if you read Polkadot, you will see the vision of Polkadot is completely different. The way Polkadot is trying to solve this problem of connectivity is 100% different than anyone else. There is no equivalent of Polkadot at this point of time. So that's what I was saying. As you can see on the slide, a future of multiple blockchain network is increasingly likely. We use the word likely because no one can predict the future, but I think it's everyone can see there is not going to be one blockchain across. There will be certain private blockchain, consortium blockchain, public blockchain. There will be number of networks across, just like internet. So we say internet, but what internet is? Internet is connection of small networks across the world. That's how blockchain is will evolve or is evolving. Next point says blockchain are coming up for specific use case. That's true. For example, IBM Hyperledger Fabric, it comes for certain use case. Although they say it's generalized, but still, there are certain use case which runs perfectly on it. R3 Coda, they say one thing. They say they are not blockchain, and then they also say where their blockchain system is for financial use cases. So the thing is, each and every type of blockchain which is coming to the market is trying to solve certain problems, and that's what I said before. Now it's the point where there should be a way by which we can connect the goodness of all the blockchains, so we can get the where we can get the cream of the milk, right? And again, and the last point is that, okay, not one chain is going to rule them all, but it is a diverse world. Everyone will adopt something else, and eventually, if we get away by connecting them all together, that means we are in a connected world, and that's what blockchain is, a real connected and distributed world, right? So far, if you guys have any question, then feel free to ping in the chat window. Otherwise, I'll continue. So Polkadot, it's again what it means, like as you can see on the slide, it says across chain and across protocols. What it exactly means is Polkadot is not a blockchain on its own. Okay, it's not that it is a competitor to Ethereum or it is a competitor to Bitcoin. No, it is a layer. It is a framework or a standard using which you can connect all these chains and protocols all together. Even it might be possible that non-blockchain ledger book might get you will be able to connect it. You will be able to connect. Okay. We were talking about Cosmos, and I think no one mentioned ILP Interledger Protocol from Ripple. They also had the same aim, but what the difference with Polkadot is, see, any other protocol which were trying to solve this problem, they were what they had done is they were able to transfer value from one chain to another chain. What it means is that, okay, suppose there's like how the way they were trying to solve the problem is, suppose there are two different ledger book 1 and ledger book 2. So they were trying to connect the ledger book together so that value of ledger book 1 can go to value of ledger book 2, and value of ledger book 2 can come back to value of ledger book 1. The thing is that if you have 10, suppose you let's take example of banks. So there is a bank called HDFC, and then there's a bank in Canada, Scotia Bank. So they both have ledger book. What other people are trying to were trying to solve is that, okay, how these two ledger books can talk to each other, right? How the value or the account information, account value of one bank can talk to the account value of another bank. But Polkadot, what Polkadot is saying, that forget about the value and all. Yeah, value can be transferred, but what if all the chains can talk to each other? What it means is, what if you can program in such a way that, okay, you are able to execute the same program on top of Ethereum, as well as a part of the program is being operated on top of Bitcoin, right? So here the standard which we are talking about is a framework, okay, which will be beneath of all the different chain, so that you can program in such a way that you get best of everything. So what you will, so as a programmer, as a distributed application programmer, you can get best of Ethereum, you can get best of Zcash, you can get best of Bitcoin. And that's the type of framework this Polkadot is trying to bring. So as a definition, Polkadot is a complementary protocol that will allow different ledgers to talk to each other, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. And I'll just read the paragraph here. I intentionally I've kept it here. It says any message can be sent from one parachain to another through the Polkadot relay chain. These messages can, for example, trigger a smart contract method. These methods in turn can then accomplish anything the parachain state machine is capable of. So here what parachain is? Parachain is nothing but any blockchain, be it can be Ethereum, it can be Fabric, it can be Bitcoin, it can be anything. So in Polkadot world, there will be number of parachains connected to each other. And when you code on top of this framework, you will be able to talk to each of the parachain. Okay. And the last says, and then can accomplish anything parachain state machine is capable of. I hope you all understand state machine. What state machine is? Like EVM, Ethereum virtual machine, is a state machine, right? Because it has any machine or any software code which has the capability of changing the state from one form to another form is called a state machine. The example is Ethereum virtual machine, EVM. Again, so what it means is, so in blockchain world, you have a variable, right? Suppose a variable has value 10. If you have to update the value, if a value is there on a blockchain, it can't be modified, right? Sorry, it cannot be edited. What it can be done, it can be modified. That is, value of a is equal to 10 can be made a is equal to 20, but previous value a is equal to 10 will always be there on the blockchain, right? So EVM, why you need EVM? EVM is the state machine which has the capability to modify a is equal to 10 to a is equal to 20, but still the auditability remains always. So that's what state machine is. What state machine is? State machine is nothing. State machine is a piece of logic which has the capability to modify the state of one of from one value to another value. Okay. And what Polkadot is? Polkadot has a capability. It is a framework by which it can connect all the state machines together. Okay. So I see one more question here. Isn't it more like less side chains but more capable, which can support these different blockchains? No, side chains. Sidechain is nothing but it is running as a layer on top of any blockchain, right? Like that, okay, you do a fork of a blockchain and then you start working on that fork. That's what sidechain is. No, it is not even close to what sidechain is. It is the framework on top of which blockchain will operate, or in another word, it is a framework by which blockchain can talk to each other. Sidechains doesn't allow blockchain to talk to each other. And again, keep this point in your mind. Any other algorithm, we're trying to just transfer the value from one chain to another chain. But here, what we are talking about, we are talking that blockchains can talk to each other, and these are two different things. Transfer of value from one ledger book to another ledger book is still easy, but what is difficult and what Polkadot is trying to achieve is that how you can program in such a way that you get best of everything, okay, and still you have just one program, one smart contract, which is talking to all the chain together, okay. Moving to the next slide is the evolution. So this is high level evolution. Like what Bitcoin did, Bitcoin introduced the notion of trusted accounting and transaction, right? Like Bitcoin, we all know it's a cash machine. It's a place where through which you can transfer value, right? What Ethereum introduced, it introduced a decentralized world computer. It's a Turing complete that, okay, you can program, you can do a whole lot of stuff. And what Polkadot is, Polkadot is the real, it's the internet of blockchain and interchain, right? So you see the difference. Like Polkadot is not a blockchain. Polkadot is not trying close to compete with Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other blockchain. This is a whole new concept. This is something brand new, which no one has, I think no one has even thought. Yeah, there was always a need of it, but there's nothing like they means what I'm trying to get is like there's nothing. What I'm trying to say here is that there's nothing I can say that okay, Polkadot is something like this. Like we can say that Ethereum was something, take Bitcoin and you are able to program easily on top of Bitcoin. So that's what Ethereum is. But no, there's nothing parallel to Polkadot. Polkadot is a brand new way of connecting blockchain together, and this will be the future because connected world is the future. Ajay, feel free to jump in at any point of time if you want to elaborate any of the point.
Yeah, Neeraj, I just wanted to elaborate here. Like, see, this is the need of the hour because in any case, as you have already just before this, you have explained that it is not the one chain which is going to rule the whole world. So in any case, there will be 100 or some 200 chain which will be running in case the blockchain gets evolved and it is actually accepted by the mainstream and adoption happens at a large level. And so it's not just different blockchains, also the same blockchain having a public chain and a private chain, connecting those two together and making those two chains communicate. So presently this is a type of protocol which will be chain agnostic, and it doesn't matter on like it will be just a two silo of a different chain communicating to each other and transferring messages. So
Fair enough. Yep, that's exactly how it should be.
So, Neeraj, just to put in one line,
Hmm.
what I understood basically based upon some state of my state machine, I would be able to trigger some transaction in another blockchain.
That's true. So initiating from one transaction. So just for example, in Ethereum world today we have, if you want to get any information from outside world, we have to use Oracle, right? Like because blockchain cannot initiate a transaction, but it might be possible once we have this Polkadot up and we have an operating Polkadot where you can initiate transaction probably from one chain to another chain, or maybe it will be, because it's not 100% clear that how this is evolving, because it's still evolving. It's like we are not even alpha phase of Polkadot, where you will be able to initiate transaction in one shot on multiple chain. Okay, so
Okay.
let's go to next slide, that what Polkadot is trying to solve. So on my screen, you see five terms like scalability, isolatability, developability, governance, and applicability. These are the problems which current blockchain system has. What scalability means that okay, how big you can, how scalable your system is, right? That's where Hyperledger Fabric is. That's what Hyperledger Fabric is trying to solve, right? That's what RC code is trying to solve, right? Scalability is the problem. Isolatability, where what isolatability is that there are certain small private chains across and they are working in silos. The question is, the problem here is how you can connect all of them together, right? So that's another problem of this blockchain space. Third is developability, and that's the point which I tried to raise before, that people still do not understand blockchain properly, where they can develop it. Still, there are hardly any blockchain course or hardcore solidity course. I see still my course is on the top list. Like we do not, there's no parallel course to our course what we have on Udemy or what we teach, where people are teaching hardcore solidity programming, right? So that's another problem, that okay, we don't have developers, we don't have people who can make innovative application. Then is governance, that okay, how once we have an operating blockchain, or once we have an operating a distributed application, we keep talking about connecting the banks, or we keep talking about connecting the government bodies, but the problem which everyone is still trying to resolve, that how the governance will really work. Suppose we are able to connect 10 banks in India, but the question is how will it work? Okay, technically we made it feasible, but how these banks will talk to each other, how their VPs, how their executives will talk to each other, how the governance will be, who will control it, right? And the last is applicability, that hundreds of POCs, proof of concepts, is going on. Couple of them has reached to production, like we at DLT Labs has also taken couple of stuff to production, where it is being operated in a production space. But we have still not seen a huge use case where, some, if probably one bank say that, we are completely going on blockchain or something like that. So applicability is still the problem. So these are the five huge problems of the blockchain space. Okay, and the first two I marked green because scalability and isolatability are the two topics which Polkadot is trying to solve. Rest 3 are different, but once probably we have Polkadot up and running, once we have the stuff, then Polkadot will solve the scalability problem, that how big your system can be, and isolatability problem, that is connecting the blockchain space together. Because take it this way, right? Like I know IBM is trying to, Hyperledger is trying to sell Fabric. There are so many private blockchain. Even we promote that okay, go to private blockchain. So, but there are certain consortium blockchain. So whether you have private blockchain, consortium blockchain, right? At some point of time, you will have to connect your private blockchain with some sort of public blockchain, because it does not make sense to just keep on running private blockchain. Either you will have to build a bridge or you will have to use Polkadot, but some way or the other, you have to connect a private blockchain to a public blockchain at some point of time. It's just like that, even you have a LAN, but LAN, local area network, has only certain applicability. At some point of time, you always connect your LAN to an open internet so that you can talk to rest of the world, right? So again, the two problem which Polkadot is trying to solve is the scalability and the isolatability. So far we have been talking high level, that okay, what blockchain, what Polkadot is trying to do. We have not done a deep dive, and the aim of this meetup is not even to do a deep dive. It is just to create an awareness that stuff like this do exist, right? So that you guys can go back and maybe we can have couple of more sessions where you have already read about Polkadot and you can ask right question, a detailed deep dive question to us, and that's the time we will go to the deep dive. But aim of this stuff is to just create awareness. So let's talk about application, right? That okay, good, developing a new technology is good, but until unless it does not have an application, it's a useless. So these are the application here. What it can, Polkadot can do, it can link to private chain, right? That, as I was saying, that okay, you have a private chain, at some point of time you want to connect to a public chain, yes, you will be able to do it. Cross chain value transfer, this application is what others are trying to solve. Okay, but Polkadot is can solve this and can solve many other problems like this. Third is migration to better chain, right? That okay, what if even what if you are suppose on Fabric and tomorrow you want to transition to Ethereum, you should be able to do it very easily. Today, we also try to build application at Dlt Labs. We try to build application in such a way so that it can be transported from one ledger to another ledger easily. But this will Polkadot will make a standard that how you can transfer a piece of program from one piece to another piece easily. And execution of complex algorithm, right? That's what that okay today you can if we are I'm programming on top of Ethereum, only Ethereum can execute it. But what if I can get it executed on some other system also, or I can get executed on two different chain in parallel. That's what Polkadot is trying to solve. That's the applicability of a Polkadot application of this Polkadot framework. So before moving forward, I think I'll pause here and see if anyone wants to unmute your mic and you guys have any comment or question, then feel free to do that. If anything, any comment or any question, feel free to ask.
Guys, you can also unmute yourself and ask any question if required. Like,
Lion live on the great around in on the great place.
Sorry, I thought that was a noise. I'm pretty sure that was not a question. But yeah, so we got one question: how would we use Polkadot with something like BigchainDB and IPDB? Okay, so I'm pretty sure that the exact answer to that question is still not there. But the concept here is that using this framework, you should be able to connect any ledger together. So high level answer to the question is that okay, if BigchainDB or IPDB, as long as they are a ledger and they are ready to modify their protocol to certain needs as required by Polkadot, then they should be able to connect. But how and exactly how it will be, I don't think so. There is any answer. And I also suggest so there's if you go to the Polkadot website, there's room. Feel free to put your question there, and let's see if big thinkers or the real people who are working on developing the protocol of Polkadot, they are able to solve. Yep, sir, that's it. Okay. So, but yeah, the thing is, the concept here is that yes, that as long as there's a chain and the chain is ready to modify their protocol so that they can connect to they can comply, I should say, they can comply to the framework of the Polkadot. Any chain will be able to talk to each other. Any chain will be able to talk to Polkadot, and then Polkadot will make sure that that particular chain is able to talk to someone else. That's the high level aim. That's what Polkadot is trying to achieve. Okay, so next, did you mention you have a course on Udemy? Yes, that's true. I think what we can do is we will after this meetup we can send a quick email to everyone with some discount coupon and all, so that you guys can have it. Definitely, guys. You are part of our group. Definitely, you all will get a good discount there. Perfect. We will share a discount code also after just after this meetup. But that's not a blockchain 101 course. So if you do not understand blockchain, do not join it, because that course will not does not cover the basics of blockchain. But it is a hardcore programming where we try to teach like pure programming, nothing else. There's another question. Does that mean already created smart contract which has certain state can be migrated to different chain and we all can call some function to other chain? That's the aim actually, Purushottam. That's the aim. If you read the white paper, that's the aim of Polkadot. That's what Polkadot is trying to achieve. But what is interesting to see will be in coming days that okay how it's exactly doing it and how easy it's going to be you do it, right? So that's a question which we will have to wait and see how the things are evolving. As I said, like we are not even alpha phase, we are like extremely early phase, so it can go in any direction. So next question, Deepak. I'm not going to answer Deepak that question. Um, that's not good use of everyone's time. So let me go to the next slide. So guys, anyway, if you have any better question, then feel free to ping or take the mic and ask. Otherwise, I'll go to the next slide. So next slide is that what Polkadot is not, right? Like, okay, although I have covered this slide like while I was speaking before, but Polkadot is not another blockchain. That's given. Polkadot is not going to be a something like Ethereum or Bitcoin there where you can program or you can store value. No, that's not what Polkadot is. Okay.
I think you're breaking. Can you?
Sorry, you said I'm breaking, right?
You are breaking in between. We are not able to hear you currently.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
No, no, you are audible.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. So you can still hear me, right, Ajay Umesh?
Muted. Unmuted.
Sorry guys, again I real apologies. It looked like I lost connection of my laptop. There's something wrong, but I'm back through my cell phone. I won't be able to change the slides, but at least I will be able to talk. Okay, Ajay, you can hear me right now? Right, Neeraj. Your
Okay.
voice is audible. Yeah. Okay. Really sorry, guys. Okay. Good. Yeah. Somehow I don't think so. But now it is gone. But now it is gone. Continue. Okay. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we were talking about what Polkadot is not. As I said, like okay, it's for sure it's not a Turing complete blockchain, right? It's not a new concept, okay, but its implementation is going to be a very unique, right? Like it's like the problem has been there right from day one. It's just trying to solve that problem. Like blockchain itself was not a technological innovation that okay some new protocol was born or something like this. It was collection of existing technologies together, and it's the way I describe it, it is about seeing the world from a different direction, and that's what even Polkadot is. Another fact about Polkadot, it is not finished yet. The protocol is evolving. People, like, everyone is contributing towards it, and I'll suggest you guys also go and try to contribute whatever way you can. Parts of it has been developed as part of POC, but it has not been released yet, so we have to still wait and see when the code is out. For sure, it's not something, that we all will understand easily. It's not something which will get adopted very easily, so we have to see how the adoption rate is going to be. Okay. So again, so what Polkadot is not, Polkadot is not a different another blockchain. What Polkadot is, it is a framework to connect the blockchain, but it is not a different blockchain altogether. I think I was able to get my screen up. So if you see, this is from the white paper of Polkadot. So this is the architecture. As you can see, it's not that easy. It's quite complicated, right? So I think next time, the next meetup, whenever we will have, I'll suggest you guys take a look to this architecture, take a look to the Polkadot white paper, search across it, and maybe next meetup we can have some deep dive discussion where we can talk about how this architecture exactly work. When we say that okay, two blockchain will talk to each other, exactly what we are talking about, right? That okay, like how the contract will flow, how the transaction will move. There are certain players in the Polkadot world, like collators are there, fishermen are there. Okay, what are relay chains, what are parachains? So all those topics we will try to cover in coming meetups. But before that, it's the aim, as I said, the aim was to give you guys an overview. And once you know the basics, then we can go to the next level of Polkadot. The way we did it for Ethereum, we tried to start from the very start, and that's where we started moving into a more technical discussions, right? So that's the aim here, to give you guys an overview that okay, this is what Polkadot is. I'm sure you guys have not even heard about Polkadot, but yeah, I'm sure like now you know what Polkadot is. You will go and research about it, read about it. Feel free to come back, ask us as much as possible, and then we can have a combined discussion in coming weeks where we will do a real deep dive that okay, this is how exactly the transaction travels, or transaction move in a Polkadot world. Ajay, anything on your side?
Uh, no, Neeraj, it was a good start session, and now when the people have got some information, let the people do some research, and from the next session, which we can dig in more technical details and how the architecture is. So I think we are signing off at the right point with the architecture
Great.
diagram.
Yeah, great. So okay, so guys, any question? I see one question from Vivek. Can we get it?
Neeraj,
Yeah.
this is
Hey Vivek.
Neeraj. I have missed couple of your Ethereum work webinars. I think I attended only one or two. So can I get the balanced webinars, recorded webinars, if possible?
So, Vivek, I think we will send out the Dlt Labs YouTube video link where all our
Okay,
webinars, everything is there.
perfect,
So,
perfect,
right.
perfect.
So, yeah.
And you were talking of the multiple use cases. Have you guys explored the use cases in government sector in Europe and America?
Yes, we do.
Because I'm also
So,
working on a couple of use cases in Europe.
mhm. So,
We have created some POCs which are running in production.
okay. So that's great, right? So, you know what? I'll suggest that if you want to talk about use case, send me a mail. Like it's for everyone also. Send me a mail directly at neeraj@dltlabs. I'll send you the and because everything I cannot say anything about those project where the government what it is because of the NDA and all, but more than
Yeah,
happy to have one-to-one discussion about the projects and all, or any of the use case if you guys you want to work on,
so
right?
so I have one or two questions, and questions are linking various other technologies with blockchain. So have you guys heard anything in terms of linking IoT sensors with blockchain?
Yes, and we have
In
one of our
specific,
again. So these are like internal projects which I can't talk. I suggest send me an email. I've pinned
Sure,
my email address, and
sure.
I've asked someone to set up a call, and then we can take it from there. Apologies,
So
like
I'll
those are interesting
no,
topics, yeah, but
I understand. I'll send you from my company email ID so that you have my email as well,
sure,
not from
sure.
this personal email.
Sure. So yeah, I have pinged my email, Neeraj@. Do send me a quick
Yeah,
email, and then we can connect from there. And for that's
sure.
for just to make sure whatever we are talking makes sense for everyone. So guys, yeah, we at DRT Labs, we have more than like we are probably one of the biggest place where we are doing whole lot of developments and blockchain space. Lots of new ideas, lots of number of enterprises, small, big. So you guys at any point of time want to connect with us, want to have certain discussions, then definitely feel free to connect with me, Ajay or Umesh. Guys, Ajay, Umesh, feel free to ping your email ID. We'll be more than happy to set up a call where we can discuss anything related to mutual collaboration. We are always open.
Sure.
Okay, great. So, guys, any other question related to technology or anything which we can answer right now? Let us know. I know we started late, but actually I have to run, so I have to close in the like I will have to sign out in next 5-10 minutes. But what I've thought is, uh, I know we have received a whole lot of requests for workshop, Solidity workshop in the past, and actually we have been quite busy where we were not able to conduct. In an organized way Solidity workshop. So very soon you guys will hear with us from us about this a workshop which will be like 4-5 hours. But it again, this is going to be the workshop which we are planning to conduct is going to be hardcore technical, where we will request you should have a Linux server and you should have a prerequisite like as a prerequisite you should know what programming is, you should know what OOPS concept are. So very soon you guys will hear from us about this workshop. Preferably we will try to do it over the weekends because I know you guys are like everyone I'm sure like is working here and there. So we will try to cover up with the weekend. But if you guys have any better idea what we should cover, what we should not, feel free to send us an email. We will try to cover that topic. But I think apart from this meetup, that workshop we will conduct apart from this meetup, because this meetup is for everyone so that everyone can put their views. We can talk to each other. We can collaborate. Even like you guys are in India, we can talk to each other from India. But this workshop will be specifically for the programmers. Fair enough. Any other question, anything which I can help with, feel free to take the mic or feel free to ping.
So, Neeraj, I think it's not just the question; it's just the sharing of my thing. So, I
Mhm.
think last week I went to EY hackathon, which is the blockchain hackathon. So,
Right.
where, as you said in the initially, that it's not just about the cryptocurrency or ICO, but I think we have
Mhm.
explored. I just gone through lots of use cases over there, like supply chain, peer-to-peer electricity trading, and I just worked on one of the government sector beneficial program where
Mhm.
you can or department can share the all schemes and the citizen can enroll to, and just need to make sure that citizen only can enroll to the particular scheme, which should not be he's not
Right.
showing his like multiple scheme where he's just taking the benefit of it. So I
Yeah.
think that was interesting, and I think uh, so we got I got pretty much good knowledge on that use cases and these things, so
Mhm.
which is
So
which
that's
and
great.
which was interesting for me, that yeah, that can blockchain. And also I just worked on what could be on the on chain, what could be the off chain, because I cannot put everything on the on chain, because as we have that
Exactly.
issue with the scalability and these things, and also the block
Exactly.
size things. So
Mhm.
we cannot put everything over there. So I think that was very interesting. I think is a very good experience for me. So I think that's what I want to share. That's it.
No, that's
Great.
that's a good thing, right? That's really great. Like, and I really love hearing, such experiences. I know, like people in small groups across the world, everyone is trying to do something. It's just that we all need to get connected so that we can share our knowledge with each other and build something really innovative on top of it. on top of
Uh,
something, on top of
yeah.
blockchain.
Neeraj, I
Also,
would
I think.
like to add one thing here. If somebody has a very somebody is working on an open source project and he want to share his idea, and he can just ping us and we can schedule a meetup for him. But that will
Okay.
be only done for projects which are open source in nature, and like if you get what I'm saying, that they should be open source project in nature so that everybody can take a benefit from it. So
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's correct. So I'm already exploring on some healthcare kind of thing where we can implement blockchain. So that's what my interest in. And also, I think as we talk about this Polkadot, so I think when I was implementing that government beneficial program. So we have that case that where I need to put the access control. Okay, so I choose the Ethereum, but I think Ethereum is the public. So if you have the contract address, you can query your blockchain. So whatever event or whatever state you have maintained, you can access. That's how I can see. So you can
Yeah,
put that owner, you can put the access control to don't not cannot update the state, but you can view the state. So that's what was one case which found that Ethereum is not fit. But then I come to know that there is I think JP Morgan Chase has already done something similar to that, and it had kind of environment as well where you can put public and private both. Okay, you can use
yeah.
it. So I think,
So,
yeah.
mhm. So there are two ways. Yeah, Quorum is really good, JP Morgan stuff, and
Mhm.
also I'll suggest you guys that maybe again you can touch with us directly, where you yourself can modify the Ethereum protocol. That's the best part, right? That
Okay.
if something is not good, if something is it should be updated, or something right, that no one is stopping us to modify it, and that's what even we at DLT Labs do. That when we start building application for any of our client, and if you need to
Mhm.
modify the platform, so we do it, right? Like, I'm not saying that everything is
Okay.
possible, but many things are possible if because JP Morgan's Quorum is built on top of Ethereum. It is the
Yeah,
Ethereum
I
as
got
a
it.
base.
Yeah, that's what.
Right.
Mhm.
So the thing is, like, if
Yeah.
someone else can do, right, like that's if you spend sufficient time, even we also do it. Like, every use case needs its own platform. So so that's what I was trying to say, that instead of reinventing the wheel, instead of creating a whole new blockchain, Ethereum is so open, so widespread, right, that you modify it based on your use case, right, and it
Mhm.
becomes a perfect blockchain for you.
Yeah, so that's what my experience was on that EY hackathon,
Hmm.
where I just got lots of knowledge and lots of different blockchain platform
Good.
apart from hybrid or hyperledger and these things. But there are some partners from Microsoft and the
Yeah.
IBM as well. They are putting there in whatever, sharing their things. So I think it was a good experience. So I just wanted to share.
Great. Yeah. No, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. And I really encourage everyone, right? Like, people like, now people know you, that okay, you are there. If someone should get in contact with you, they should get in touch with you. Because believe me, like, by I know less blockchain people, if you see any of our meetup, like, we try to share as much as possible, but people try to sell. But it's like, if you want to learn more, you have to share. So the more you share, the more you learn. That's what we believe, and that's what I encourage everyone to do it. Again, thank you so much. Thanks
Yeah,
for
I feel the same, I believe. Yeah, thanks.
thanks. So guys, if there's any other question, let us know. Otherwise, I think next 2 minutes we will be closing the session. But again, please let us know your feedback, how you like it, what you didn't like it, um, how we can improve, what more you need from us. If yeah, Solidity workshop, definitely that's in our roadmap. We will be conducting it. But if there's anything else we can help to as a community to grow, definitely we will be up to it.
Okay, Neeraj Purushottam. So I think I just want maybe prefer to have something like maybe internal of Ethereum, like Merkle tree and the Patricia tree and these things, how Merkle Patricia works. What
Mhm.
I just want to know the internal of it, actually, the
So,
everything.
so actually, on some details we have on our YouTube channel. We
Okay.
have covered the past meetup, so I'll suggest take a look, right? And if still you want to do more deep dive, then definitely suggest us as part of the meetup. We can set up a small meetup where whoever is interested, they can come and we can do a more deep dive. go to our YouTube channel, because I'm sure, yeah, I think we have covered Merkle tree and all. Not I'm not sure how much of detail on it, but take a look. If it's not full, then definitely we can set up a session where we can call everyone and we can do a deep dive on Merkle tree and all those stuff.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Yep.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. So this was Neeraj from Toronto, on behalf of DIT Labs, talking to you. You guys also, we have recorded this session. We'll be sharing with everyone.
Thank you, Neeraj.
Again, any question, feel free to email me at neeraj@ditlabs.io. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys again very soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.